The state of Florida has issued a mandatory self-quarantine for those coming to Florida from Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey. In Connecticut, we see a lot of people coming from New York State, their second homes, whether it be in Litchfield County or down by the shoreline. Has there been any discussion about a mandatory quarantine for anyone coming to Connecticut from New York for 14 days?
Look, the good news is the highways are empty. Metro North is virtually empty. So this flood of people coming in and out, people are taking care of that. I think they're, quote, self-quarantining themselves right now. And so I'm going to push everything I can on a voluntary basis before I try and do anything on a mandatory basis.
And then secondly, we stood here yesterday talking about health insurance coverage for a lot of people that have been temporarily laid off or furloughed or laid off indefinitely. We got an email actually to our station from somebody watching who had a question for you. Her name is Lori, and she wrote that she's part of last week's temporary layoff due to COVID-19. She was told that her health insurance would expire April 1st. Almost as devastating as losing a paycheck. Both of her kids are on her policy. She was offered Cobra and Husky, but she'd rather stay on her current policy because of what she's paid into it year to date with deductibles. This is an email coming from someone who wouldn't be in this position if her employer had offered a 60-day grace period to defer her health insurance premium payments. Yesterday, the commissioner of the Connecticut Insurance Department sent out a release asking insurance companies to allow that grace period, the 60-day grace period. It wasn't a mandate, it was simply an ask. I found out today at least 3 health insurance companies here in Connecticut are not adhering to her request, so they're still evaluating customers on a case-by-case basis. You know, these health insurance companies spend hundreds of millions of dollars to try to convince people that they're going to step in when times are tough, and right now, Governor, times are tough. Is there any talk about ordering or mandating these health insurance companies to extend a grace period? That way people like Lori
I'm not sure that's working in the other states when you asked that question the other day, but I can tell you you're right. We got the commissioner to start putting pressure on the health insurance companies, just like utilities, just like banks, just like landlords, just like the state of Connecticut, doing everything we can to defer this and allow people to work their way through the next 3 or 4 months. And believe me, I'm going to continue to push on this every day.
Apparently it doesn't seem to be enough because these health insurance companies are still going on a case-by-case basis. Other than a mandate or an order, they don't have to follow the ask.
Well, I will ask, and we'll see what our other options are, and I'll probably do that in association with my fellow governors, which is the way I like to push on these things. But keep asking the question, because I hope insurance guys are watching.